'Tis the season to be jolly. Are you guys excited for the Yuletide season? Of course, we can't have Christmas without good old Santa Claus and his 9 trusty reindeer. But the original Saint Nick came from Greece, where reindeer aren't even found. So how did he come to be associated with these creatures? Before we begin, we here at the Generalists strive to bring you informative and entertaining videos. So if you want more of this content, don't be shy and hit the subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. So yeah, St. Nicholas wasn't a fat jolly man from the North Pole. He was instead an athletic and very strong-spoken church member who lived in the small Roman town of Myra. No reindeers here. Instead, they had the red deer, the roe deer, and the fallow deer. As early as the 12th century, Saint Nick was hailed as a gift bringer and a harbinger of joy. He did not ride reindeers during his exploits. He flew. He was essentially revered as a demigod. Tales of Saint Nicholas were told for several centuries over Europe. Holland was no exception. He was referred to as Santa Claus over there. Dutch citizens who migrated to New Amsterdam, now New York, in early 17th century would also bring with them the legend of Santa Claus, though there may have been some deliberate liberties taken on the character. Aside from turning him obese, he was now called Santa Claus. Author Washington Irving was the first to bring up the idea that rather than flying around carrying a toy-filled sack, Santa now used the carriage to help deliver gifts. In an 1809 piece, Knickerbocker's History of New York, which he has written under the pseudonym Diedrich Knickerbocker, he describes Santa's ritual. The good St. Nicholas had come riding over the tops of the trees in that self-same wagon, wherein he brings his yearly presents to children. No mention of the reindeer, yet. This would change in 1821, when an anonymous author had published the booklet, A New Year's Present. The excerpt, Old Santa Claus with much delight, his reindeer drives this frosty night, clearly states that the aforementioned reindeer were accompanying the big guy. And 2 years later in 1823, reindeer would be cemented as Santa's companions with the release of The Night Before Christmas by Clement Clarke Moore, arguably the most popular piece of written media associated with the holiday. Not only did he confirm that the reindeer were indeed pulling the wagon or carriage of Santa, he also provided their names. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, and we can't forget about Rudolph, of course, who was introduced a near century later, in 1939, with his self-titled book, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, by Robert May. Santa Claus has persisted in the minds of children for hundreds of years, and even though the church devotee from Greece formed the foundation of the character, Americana and Western ideals would later influence the happy red-clad fat man we all see in the Coca-Cola commercials these days.